Ever feel like you understand everyone except yourself? Like you're an expert at relationship advice, but just a doornail when it comes to your own? Yeah, me too. Until I realized I wasn't broken, I was just running on emotional autopilot. Honestly, I spent more time trying to figure out my own brain than my phone's settings. And trust me, that's saying something. I once spent 20 minutes trying to turn off Do Not Disturb while yelling, "Why don't you listen to me?" and realizing it was on mute. Hey, welcome to Think It, where we break down mindset, psychology, and all those weird little things that make us, well, us. No jargon, no fluff, just real talk with a side of awkward silence. Today we're talking about the big one. How to actually understand yourself, especially when you don't recognize that person in the mirror. And yes, we're also talking about why holding ourselves accountable feels like being handed the keys to a plane midair. But more on that in a second. Let's go. Here's what I got for you this time. We'll be going over cluelessness about blind spots. Spoiler, your brain is just lying to you on purpose. Spotting blind spots, like why you think you're calm until you're yelling at the thermostat. Mindset shifts, it's not about them, it's about you. And some tricks to maintain that newfound mindset of yours. No mountain meditation required. And for my VIP members who make it to the end, you've got the official awareness badge. You're officially aware that you're not always in control, and I've got a bonus tip for you. So grab your water bottles. I know you've been thirsty for this one. Part 1. Why we don't understand ourselves. So, my friend told me the other day, holding someone accountable in a relationship, simple, just remind them. Simple? Bro. That's like telling someone to just land a plane. Yeah, right. You're 30,000 feet up, turbulence, engines on fire. Just gently pull back on the yoke. Easy. No, it's not. Here's the truth. We're all experts at holding our partners accountable. Oh, you forgot to text me? Again? You said you do the dishes. It's been 3 days. The mold has mold. When it comes to holding ourselves accountable, suddenly we're on a permanent lunch break. Clocked out of office, back in 5. But it's been 5 years. That's not laziness. It's because we don't see ourselves clearly. Like Jamal. After a fight with his partner, he looked in the mirror and didn't recognize himself. His words were sharp, his tone was cold, and he thought, what's wrong with me? But nothing's wrong. What happened was this. Jamal's biogenic self took over. That's not a typo, because biogenic self, your survival brain, the part of you wired to protect you from danger, real or imagined. Neuroscience shows that under stress, your amygdala, the alarm system, hijacks your prefrontal cortex, your rational reflection brain. So you don't lose your mind saves you. By shutting down higher thinking and switching to survival mode. It's like thinking you're allergic to gluten, but it turns out you're just allergic to conflict. Your body goes, danger, DEFCON 1, act now, think later. And that's why you say things you don't mean, react in ways you regret, and just stare at your reflection if you just met a stranger. You aren't being fake, you're being protected. Part 2. Spotting blind spots, and why we keep missing them. Now here's the sneaky part. We don't see our own blind spots until after the damage is done. Like when you send a text like, fine, do whatever you want. Then reread it 10 minutes later and go, who wrote this? Oh wait, me? Cue existential crisis. That's a blind spot in action, a gap between your intention and your impact. And it's not just about anger, it's about saying I'm fine when you're not. Thinking you're being helpful when you're actually controlling. Believing you're calm, your body is screaming stress. Psychologists call this self-monitoring failure, when your intentional feedback system is offline. It's like driving with fogged up windows. You think you're on the right road until you hit a tree. So, how do you spot these moments before they happen? Try this. Pause and ask, is this me? Or is this my survival system? Because your ideogenic self, your calm, compassionate core, doesn't rush, it doesn't blame, it doesn't need to win. So if your reaction is fast, harsh, or defensive, that's not you, that's your biogenic self on high alert. And naming it, that's the first step to taking back control. Part 3. Making people easier to deal with. It's not about them. Here's a mindset shift that changes everything for me. Understanding other people start with understanding themselves. Because we don't see people clearly. We see them through our own emotional filter. This is called projection. When your mood, stress, or past pain color how you interpret someone else's behavior. Like when your partner is quiet and you think, they're mad at me. But really, they just need to have their own morning coffee. Rookie mistake, we've all been there. Or when someone gives you a look and your brain goes, they hate me. But in reality, they're just thinking about lunch. Your biogenic system is always scanning for threats. So it assumes danger, even when there isn't any. But how to fix this? Try the pause and project trick. Because reacting, ask, am I seeing them or am I projecting my own stress on them? And if you're unsure, use the empathy reset. I wonder what's going on for them. Not to excuse bad behavior, but to stop assuming the worst. Because most people aren't out to get you. They're just trying to survive their own day, just like you. And when you realize that, people get easier to deal with. Part 4. Quick mental trick to get unstuck. Alright, here are 2 mental tricks you can use right now. No therapy coach, no 500-page book, no mountain goats required. Trick 1. The 90-second rule. Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bulk-Taylor found that emotions take 90 seconds to move through the body if you don't keep feeding it. So next time you feel a wave of energy, anxiety, or shame, pause, breathe, let it pass. Don't replay the story, don't justify the reaction, just let the chemical surge through its thing. And after the 90 seconds, you'll be back in your prefrontal cortex, where the real choices happen. Trick 2. The after moment journal. Keep a note on your phone titled After Moments. Every time you react and think, this wasn't me, write it down. Write what happened, what you said or what you did, what part of you showed up, biogenic, ideogenic, and what you do differently. Do this for a week. You'll start seeing patterns. Not just chaos, patterns. That's power. Because you can't change what you don't see. But once you do, you're no longer stuck. You're just learning. So if you were paying attention, here's what we went over. We don't understand yourself because your biogenic self is running the show. It doesn't care about reflection, it cares about survival. Your blind spots are real, but you can spot them by asking, is this me or my system? People are easier to deal with when you stop projecting your stress onto them. And finally, the 2 tricks to get unstuck, the 90-second rule and the aftermath journal. And remember the joke from the beginning? Holding someone accountable is simple, just reminding them? Yeah, like just landing a plane. Well, here's the good news. Holding yourself accountable isn't about landing a plane. It's not about perfection. It's not about reacting again either. It's about one small step, one pause, one moment of awareness. So if it feels overwhelming, hey, no one's asking you to land the plane. Just start the engine, or check the weather, or acknowledge you're even in the cockpit. Because that's how it begins. And here's for the VIP members. Maya Angelou's, one of America's most celebrated poets, civil rights voices, once said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." And in other words, you're not defined by what happens to you, but by what you allow to continue to happen. If you made it this far, you're either learning something or just procrastinating on something else. Either way, I'm glad you're here. If this helped you, hit the like button and subscribe to see more of this. Oh, and comment below. When was the last time you didn't recognize yourself after reflection? Mine is when I was yelling at Alexa for not playing my playlist. She doesn't even respond, just judging me silently. And I'll see you next time.